Hi guys, in this video I'm going to share with you one of the most successful strategies that I have used to find top copywriting contracts. Now, we sometimes are seduced by the convenience of the internet. It's just so easy to send an application through email through a job-seeking site. I mean, I'm not discrediting that. That should be part of your strategy, but in order to get these top contracts, you may need to go directly to the source. Now, let me go on and actually tell you what this strategy involves. It involves you finding out, I'll use SEO companies as an example, but really the industries that you can call, because you will be cold calling. Old school cold calling. It's worked for me many times, and I'm actually showing you the email I sent after cold calling that landed me a top contract very recently, within the last month or so. So, what exactly did I do, and how can you do the same? First of all, you need to do your research. It's quite easy to just type in top SEO companies Australia, and you come up with this website, topseos.com. Now you can do this. Now there is an American section for the US, for the UK, for lots of countries. So if you want to focus on a specific region, then you can also use this website. But really, you utilize the methods of online research that we have spoken about in the video on researching that we did previously. I'll actually include a link to that video in the description section below. Essentially, you do your research, you find out which companies you want to write for, and then you call them, crafting a very specific and powerful cover letter with your resume, which is also edited slightly to focus upon the client you are trying to land. So, what do? After your research, you make a note of the telephone number and the contact name. If they have a contact name, if they don't, just ask for the person in charge of recruitment. Now you're going to have to be very specific and very direct. This is what I found worked for me. I call up the company, ring ring, ring ring, ring ring, hello, this is WME, Sandra speaking. I respond, hi Sandra, I'd like to talk with, if I know the name, Nick Bell. If Nick Bell is the recruitment manager, I'd like to speak with someone who's in careers. And she may ask, what's the reason for the call? And then you just be honest about it. The reason why I'm calling, Sandra, is that I was doing some research on your company. I'm a copywriter by trade, and I think I could really lend some value to the way you guys do things. Is there any chance that I could send, and this is important, is there any chance that I could send the person an email? And by person, if you know their name, you mention their name. If you don't know their name, is there any chance that I could, if you want to say speak with, that's fine. I usually just go straight for the email because then you do this, which is powerful. We'll get onto that in a second. So if you want to talk with them, say, is it possible that I could talk with them? The reason why you don't really want to do that is you don't want to get the door slammed in your face. You always want to have them agree. Yes, sure. Here is his email. Here is her email. And then if you couldn't catch the person's name, that's when you absolutely. Sorry, and your name was again? Sandra. Okay, thank you so much, Sandra. Nice speaking to you. If you can get a bit more information out of the secretary, that is also good. Do you know what kind of content you guys find that's most beneficial for your business, or what your clients usually ask for in terms of content? You can ask something like that if you feel that it is appropriate. That's your call. So now that you have the person's contact information, and you should have a pen handy or just type it out on the cover letter. So if it was nickbell@wme.com, for example, you would write that down and you would then craft your cover letter. Now I've got a few templates. I've just chosen this one, which is a little more, it shows off a little more of my personality. That can be effective. It really depends, again, on the client, which is why I'm giving you guys a more informal template for this strategy and a more formal template that you can use when you're just sending out applications machine gun fire. So let's go through this slowly. Hi Courtney, this is, if the contact name was Courtney, this is James' boss. I spoke with Alex, the secretary, yesterday, and she forwarded me your email, or she gave me your email. Just wanted to go ahead and send you my details. Now remember, this is formal. This is informal, more informal. To quickly tell you a little bit about myself, I am a creative copywriter with over 10 years of experience, etc. You go through who you are. I started off my career by writing my first book. After completing my book, and this sort of differentiates you. Again, a little more informal, personable. After completing my book, I began writing. I sometimes even mention that I'm in a rock band, depending on how, what mood I'm in. I mean, you can do that if you feel it appropriate. If in the application form, for example, if in the job application, you notice that they're making jokes, they're doing quirky things, you can put that in there. Mirror and match the tone of the job description. That's a point that we'll get into in another video. To date, I have written well over 1 million words of content, which isn't actually that much. I think I've written over 5 million. But even 1 million, it's a very powerful image that you're forming in their mind. Wow, 1 million words, that's incredible. It's like when you find out that the average human being has 30,000 days on this planet, which is around 80 or so years. That sort of statistic is powerful, and you can use it in many different ways. So you always include samples, and then if you want to, because remember, when you're making these cold calls, it's really you're throwing out bait. So even if you get a little nibble on the fact that you're a graphic designer, wow, he's a content writer and a graphic designer, we can hit two birds with one stone here. Wow, he's a voiceover artist. It's important that you can actually do these things as well. I can actually, I've done all of these things. So make sure that you put all of your other capacities, all of your other skills and what you bring to the table. Even if it's a tiny little paragraph like this, just something may catch their eye. You want to throw out as much bait as possible. Now again, this is the power of this strategy. As mentioned over the phone with Alex, you're distinguishing yourself. You're not just someone that sent an email. You called up, you know the name of a person in her office who she may be friends with. Oh, I know Alex, she's lovely. If Alex gave him my information, he must be a nice guy. Again, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's the subtle subconscious message that this sends. I'm always striving to build strong business relationships with respect to business, blah, blah, blah. If you find, please don't hesitate to get in touch. Cheers, James. This has landed me jobs, top paying contracts. It's powerful. And again, as I mentioned time and time and time again in these video lectures, the difference between landing a top writing copywriting contract and a run-of-the-mill copywriting contract is simply how you present yourself and what you believe is possible and how tenacious you are. You need to be tenacious as hell to land these top copywriting contracts. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But luckily for you, you have a blueprint. It's been as a benefit of taking this course, you now have a blueprint that you can use that will make the job much, much easier. So, what can be a good homework assignment? What can be a good homework assignment? For those of you who really want to go the extra mile and getting the most out of this course, here's a good homework assignment. I want you to find a company that you would love to write for. It can be an SEO agency. The reason why I chose an SEO agency is because they always pump out lots and lots and lots of articles. You're not guaranteed, but there's a much better chance that you would get an avalanche of work with an SEO agency. But you can pick any company you want. Now, do a bit of research on that company and write a cover letter. Use the cover letters the sample template cover letters attached. Choose one of them and repurpose it as a cover letter for applying for that company or sending an inquiry to that company. So essentially, you take this cover letter, you change all these things so it represents you, and then post it in the discussion section of this video lecture. I will review it and make comments and improvements where necessary, so you can get better and better. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope it was informative. I hope I was able to communicate how powerful this strategy is for landing top copywriting contracts. Again, I encourage you to do the homework. That's really the fastest way to get a grip of this entire process, is to do the homework assignments. Get yourself in the habit, because after a while it will feel like second nature. So as always, if you have any feedback for me, if something that I can do better, something that you quite like and you would like to see more of, I'm always open to feedback. So please comment in the discussion section. Thanks again, guys, and I'll talk to you soon in the next lecture.